Okay, picture this. It's a weekday morning, maybe in Tokyo or Osaka. You've got those super crowded commuter trains. Everyone's rushing to work. Parents are doing the school drop-off dash. It's energetic, sure, but wow, it can be hectic.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a familiar scene for anyone who's been there. A real buzz.
Right. But now, contrast that with settling into a quiet space.
Hmm.
You smell fresh coffee brewing, and you're just waiting for a nice, relaxing breakfast. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
That sounds like the perfect antidote, honestly. A real moment of calm.
Exactly. And the thing is, this isn't just wishful thinking. It's a real and really loved part of Japanese food culture. It's called the coffee shop morning.
Hmm. And we've got this great article from Japanese OISHI Foods that really dives into it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It looks at, why people love it, recommends some specific coffee shop chains, even goes into the menus. The author shares some personal experiences too, which is nice.
It really paints a picture, explores the appeal. It's a great way to understand this specific cultural habit.
Totally. So our mission today, our deep dive, is basically this. Figure out what exactly a Japanese coffee shop morning is, why it's so popular, and what makes it, worth checking out. Especially if you're interested in Japanese culture or maybe just looking for a different way to start your day.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we start?
Let's start with the basics. What defines a coffee shop morning?
Okay, so fundamentally, it's a special service you find in lots of Japanese coffee shops, usually just during the morning hours, like when they open.
Okay.
And the typical deal is you order a drink coffee, tea, whatever, and you get a breakfast item included. Maybe some toast, a boiled egg, sometimes a little salad.
Included, like free or just cheap.
Often it's completely free just for buying the drink.
Right.
Or sometimes it's a very, very small extra cost, like incredibly low.
Wow. So breakfast for basically the price of your morning coffee. That sounds like amazing value.
It really is. The cost effectiveness is a huge part of the appeal. The article stresses this again and again.
I bet.
And it's especially a big deal in the Chubu region around Nagoya. They call it Nagoya morning. It's famous for being even more generous, like really hearty. It's properly part of the food culture there.
Nagoya morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and a classic example you might find there is ogura toast. That's thick toast with sweet red bean paste on top.
Ogura toast. Red bean paste on toast. Huh. Sounds interesting. Definitely Japanese. So this whole idea, where did it come from? Is there a history to it?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a history. The article points to the 1960s and 70s as the key time when this really took off.
Okay.
Back then, loads more coffee shops were opening up, so competition got pretty fierce. Offering these morning sets was, well, a smart sales tactic, basically. Get people in during the quieter morning hours.
Ah, makes sense. A way to stand out and get early customers.
Exactly. And specifically in Nagoya, they mentioned something called a coffee ticket system that was popular even earlier back in the 1950s. Like prepaid coffee booklets.
Right, like buying in bulk.
Yeah. So that might have kind of set the stage, creating this expectation of getting a little something extra, maybe, which then grew into the full morning service.
Interesting. So business strategy, but is there more to it?
Well, yes. The article also connects it to Japanese cultural values, things like omotenashi, that spirit of hospitality and just a general service spirit. It's not just about the bottom line.
Right, that makes sense too. That focus on service you often see in Japan. It feels like more than just, selling coffee.
Definitely. And today, it's evolved beyond just a promotion.
Mm.
These coffee shops, especially in the mornings, they function as like social hubs for the community,
Yeah.
a relaxing spot, particularly for older folks, maybe.
Community gathering place.
Yeah. And Nagoya is really seen as the birthplace. With that original idea of toast and the oguran, the red bean paste, that really stuck.
Okay, so it's affordable, it's got history, it's got culture. The article mentions three main reasons why it's so popular, right? Three key attractions.
That's right. First one is what we've been talking about, the high cost performance. Just amazing value.
Yeah, the price point.
Exactly. Like 400, 500 yen, roughly the price of just the coffee itself, gets you a pretty decent breakfast. Toast, egg, maybe salad, sometimes yogurt too.
For maybe $3 or $4 US, that's wild.
It really is. And they mentioned the Nagoya morning again with things like ogura toast or just thick, buttery toast being great examples of getting a lot for your money. The author points out, for someone visiting Japan, getting a whole meal included with your drink is almost unheard of back home. It's a really nice surprise.
Definitely. Okay, so great value. What's the second attraction?
The second one is the unique variations at each store. It's not like every coffee shop offers the exact same thing. Far from it.
Oh, just a variety.
Loads of it. The article talks about traditional, old school places, pure coffee shops, they call them, doing standard toast sets. Then you have more modern cafes offering maybe croissants or French toast.
Okay.
And regional shops might even incorporate local foods into their morning menus, which is pretty cool. Really shows off the local flavor.
So you could try something different every day.
Totally. Some places might have like 10 different morning options to choose from. Others might even have small all-you-can-eat buffets with salads and fruits.
Wow, a buffet.
Yeah. So this variety encourages what the article calls coffee shop hopping. People like to go around and try different places. It kind of reflects that Japanese appreciation for both tradition and trying new things in food, maybe.
It's like a fun way to explore. Okay, value, variety. What's the third key attraction?
The third one is its role as a social gathering place. It's more than just a cheap meal. It's really a community hub.
Right, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Especially in, say, smaller towns or suburbs. You see regulars chatting with each other, talking with the owners. It's where people catch up on what's going on locally, like the heart of the neighborhood
It's
almost.
like a local pub, but with coffee and toast instead of beer.
Kind of, yeah. And for tourists, this is gold. You get to see real, everyday Japanese life unfolding. You pick up on little things you'd never find in a guidebook.
That's a great point. An authentic experience.
Definitely. And the fact that morning service often runs until, say, 11 a.m. means visitors can have a relaxed start without rushing. The article mentions seeing neighbors just hanging out and chatting in some of the independent shops. Really shows that community feel.
That sounds really lovely. Okay, so the article also recommends a few specific coffee shop chains to check out for this experience. Let's get into those. First up is Coffee House. What's their deal?
Right, coffee house. They're described as being pretty widespread across Japan. They focus on a relaxed vibe with full table service, which is nice, no queuing at the counter.
Okay.
Their big thing is their signature charcoal coffee. They use domestic Binchotan charcoal in the roasting process.
Charcoal coffee. Does that make it taste smoky?
Apparently, it gives it a unique, maybe smoother, subtly smoky flavor. It shows they're serious about their beans. And interestingly, even though they're a chain, they try to make each place feel a bit like an independent shop, using different cups and plates, that kind of thing.
Nice touch.
Yeah. Morning service is until 11 a.m., weekdays and weekends. And they offer a half-price second cup of coffee, which encourages you to linger.
Good deal. And what's the recommended morning menu item?
They recommend the hot dog with coarsely ground sausage. It costs 760 yen with a drink, or 530 yen just for the hot dog and a side salad. It's described as simple, but really satisfying, a good quality sausage and soft bread with that salad.
Sounds straightforward. A solid choice.
Yeah, and they suggest pairing it with their charcoal coffee, of course, kind of a Western-style breakfast, but in that Japanese coffee shop setting.
Okay. Next up, Kamita Coffee Shop. I feel like I've heard this name a lot in relation to Nagoya mornings.
You absolutely have. Kamita is huge, and it started in Nagoya, the birthplace of the morning culture, as we said. Their whole concept is being the living room of the city. Comfort and relaxation are key.
Living room of the city. I like that.
They're famous for the really comfy, spacious sofa seats, like proper booths you can sink into and stay for ages. And get this, they were ranked #1 in a 2025 survey for the best coffee shop mornings.
Wow. Number one.
Yeah, it says a lot. They're also known for having really big portions generally and a massive food menu way beyond just breakfast.
So what's the must-have morning item at the number one spot?
It has to be the classic toast and Kometa's special ogrin and butter. Morning service is until 11 a.m. You order any drink and you get a free choice of thick-cut toast, they call it mountain bread, or regular loaf bread.
Free toast with any drink.
Yeah. And then you choose one of 3 toppings, also free: a standard boiled egg, their handmade egg salad paste, or the Nagoya classic, ogurinen, sweet red bean paste.
The Ogarian again.
Exactly. It all comes with that thick half slice of toast, already buttered. And apparently there's a popular secret menu thing where you can ask for extra butter.
Good to know.
Yeah. The article says their ogurine is really good quality, refined, not too sweet. It's the base for that iconic ogura toast. They really push it as this perfect mix of Japanese and Western flavors, a unique experience, especially for visitors.
That sounds like the one to try for the authentic Nagoya experience. Okay, finally, Deader Coffee Farm. The article says this isn't the regular Deader coffee shop, right?
Correct. Doubter Coffee Farm is like the more upscale, specialized version from the same company. Think higher end.
Okay, how so?
The main difference is the atmosphere and the focus on the coffee itself. They design the interiors to feel like a coffee plantation owner's mansion. Lots of wood, comfy sofas, a more sophisticated, relaxed vibe.
Sounds quite plush.
Yeah. The first one opened in Tokyo in 2017, and they've been expanding. A big draw is their focus on specialty coffee. They usually offer 3 different blends, highlighting different beans or roasts, much more coffee nerd focused than the standard doubter.
Right, for the coffee aficionados.
Exactly. And while their morning menus also include coffee or tea, the food and the service are meant to be a step up in quality too. Maybe it's a response to people wanting more premium coffee experiences these days.
Could be. So what's their recommended morning dish to go with the fancy coffee?
Their highlight is something quite different. The oatmeal pancake plate.
Oatmeal pancakes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Healthy option.
Yeah, described as health-conscious, additive-free, oatmeal-based. The texture is apparently a bit firmer, heartier than super fluffy pancakes, but really tasty. The article uses the word addictive even.
Addictive oatmeal pancakes. I'm intrigued.
Too. It's called a hidden ace on their menu, showing off their pancake skills. Served with their specialty coffee, it's positioned as this nutritious but enjoyable, maybe guilt-free breakfast choice. A modern take, perhaps.
Okay.
One important thing, though, it's not available everywhere. The article listed specific stores where you could get it back in 2023, so you definitely need to check if it's still offered and where. The author even struggles to describe the texture like soft but substantial, addictive. Sounds like you just have to try it.
Definitely sounds unique. Now, we keep coming back to Ogura Toast. The article actually digs into its origin story a bit, doesn't it?
It does. It's a pretty cool story, actually. It apparently started around 1921 at a place called Mitsuba Coffee Shop in Nagoya.
1921, wow.
Yeah. And get this, Mitsuda originally sold traditional Japanese sweets, wagashi. But after World War I, rice prices went up, making sweets harder to produce, so they switched to being a coffee shop and started serving buttered toast, which was becoming trendy.
Okay, practical pivot.
Right. Then the owner saw students dipping their buttered toast into zenzai, that's a sweet red bean soup, and light bulb moment.
Ah, so he just put the beans on the toast instead.
Basically, yeah. And since Nagoya already had this strong tea ceremony culture and a love for azuki bean sweets, putting red bean paste on toast kind of made sense locally. It fit right in.
That's fascinating, just from watching some students.
Isn't it? And its popularity grew as the whole morning service thing took off because that sweet and savory combo works surprisingly well with bitter coffee. But it was really committed coffee expanding nationwide that took Ogura Toast beyond just the local area and made it this famous representative Japanese coffee shop thing.
Great story. So, for listeners thinking of visiting Japan, how can they best experience this whole coffee shop morning culture? The article gives 3 specific tips, right?
Yes, 3 ways for foreign visitors to enjoy it. First is enjoy the combination, focusing on Kameda Coffee Shop.
Makes sense, the classic choice.
Right. They highlight being able to choose your topping egg salad, or that oguran for your thick toast. Remember, morning service until 11 a.m. Enjoy it the popular way, maybe spread the egg or bean paste on the buttered toast, and grab that half-price coffee refill to just relax on those comfy sofas in their second living room atmosphere.
Sounds like a perfect, easy introduction. What's the second tip?
Second tip is specialty coffee and luxury, and this points towards Doubter Coffee Farm.
The more upscale one.
Exactly. If you want a more refined experience, enjoy their specialty coffee, maybe try one of the hand drip options in that sophisticated plantation mansion setting, pair it with a nice breakfast, maybe those oatmeal pancakes if you can find them. The idea is to just sink into a sofa, appreciate the aroma, the quality, and have a luxurious, calm moment away from the city buzz.
A bit of a morning treat. Okay, and the third suggestion?
The third one suggests focusing on fluffy souffle pancakes and introduces another chain, Hoshino Coffee Shop.
Hoshino? Okay, wasn't one of the main 3, but sounds good.
Yeah, they bring it in here specifically for the pancakes. Their main draw is the super light, airy texture of their souffle pancakes. They recommend the mini pancake plate for the morning, smaller, moist, gently sweet, served until 11 a.m., and apparently reasonably priced with a drink.
Souffle pancakes for breakfast, nice.
Yeah, and the vibe at Hoshino is described as relaxed, lots of wood tones, good for reading or working. Some even have bookshelves, like a study where you can enjoy your coffee and pancakes with a book. So it's suggested for someone wanting a more elegant, maybe slightly quieter cafe experience in the morning. They do mention Hoshino has other good morning sets, too.
Good to have another option, especially for pancake lovers. Now, what if a trip to Japan isn't happening right now? The article mentions trying to recreate the experience at home.
Just briefly, yeah. It suggests you can capture a bit of that feeling using items you can often find online, like on Amazon.
Oh, like what?
It gives specific Komeda examples, their gold iced coffee, maybe get one of those cool copper mugs they sometimes use. And they apparently sell jars of their supervised apple butter, strawberry butter, and even an assortment of ogura and koshian, which is the smooth red bean paste.
Ah, so you could actually make ogura toast at home.
You could try. The idea is just to grab a few authentic things and personalize your own little coffee moment at home, make it feel a bit special.
That's a neat idea. Well, this has been fascinating. We've really explored the whole world of the Japanese coffee shop morning. To wrap things up, what are the main takeaways for everyone listening?
I think the key thing is that it's so much more than just cheap breakfast, right? It's this cultural institution with history tied to community spirit. It offers amazing value, incredible variety, from ogura toast to fancy pancakes and these really welcoming spaces designed for relaxing or connecting. It really shows off Japanese hospitality.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a window into daily life
Definitely.
for locals and visitors.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, considering the blend of history, community, food, what other simple, everyday rituals in different cultures might have that same kind of hidden depth waiting to be explored?
That's a great question. Or even, what can we learn from this whole coffee shop morning idea about creating our own little moments of calm or connection, or even just affordable enjoyment in our own busy lives? Right. Maybe you can think about which kind of morning experience sounds best for you. The classic comfort of Komeda, the sort of refined vibe of Dudor Coffee Farm, or maybe the elegance of Hoshino with those pancakes, something to ponder for your own peaceful start to the day.